Okay, so what we're going to look at today is we're going to look at how do we use this app or this website that we're going to show you in order to calculate these financial investments, right? So we already figured out kind of what the formula is, right? Remember, um, we had a formula that looked like the amount was the principal investment, 1 plus the interest rate to the power of the length of time, right? So we could use that, but what I want to do is I want to kind of be smart about this, and I want to use the programs that are out there in order to help us do this faster, okay? So you can see that I've got a question, and I have the calculator up in front of me, and the calculator asks for a present value, a future value, an annual interest rate, the number of years, and the periods per year, right? So we still do have to do a little bit of thinking. So first, let's figure out all these parts in here. Um, so the present value, what do we have right now? Well, if I invest this much right now, that's my present value. That's what I have at the start, right? An annual rate of 10%. Well, so my rate is 10%. 8 years, 8 years, and it's compounded semi-annually. So semi-annually means 2 times a year, right? So now let's enter all that into our calculator and see what happens. So the present value is 8,000. That's what I start with. The future value, I don't know. That's what I'm going to have at the end. That's what I'm going to try to figure out. The interest rate is 10. The number of years we said was 8 years. And the periods per year, well, since it's semi-annual, it happens twice a year. So 2 times a year. And the future value is what I want to figure out. So I'll just hit that F with my finger. And that's what I'll have at the end. So $17,463 is my future value. Okay? So $17,463. That's my future value. Okay? So my future value is $17,463. Now, the next question says, how much of that money is earned interest? Well, if I started with 8,000 and I ended with 17,463, then I earned their difference. So 17,463 minus 8,000, which means $9,463 in 8 years. Okay? So that's what my investment made. Now that's a lot of money, and a 10% investment is pretty hard to find, but you can find it if you play your cards right. Okay. So the next question says you need $4,000 6 years from now. So we're talking about maybe you need to start paying your tuition 6 years from now. So you're going to need 4,000. You want to know how much money should you invest now in an account which pays 6% per year. Okay? So let's have a look again here. I'm going to clear all these fields. So let's think my present value. That's the first one. Present value. That's what I have. That's what I have right now. Well, I don't actually know that. That's the question. The question is how much money should I invest right now? So present value is actually what we're going to try to find this time. The future value is 4,000. So that's what I want at the end, right? So at the start, I don't know what to start with. At the end, I want 4,000. So do we see the difference between these two questions? This one was, I started with 8,000. I ended with what I found out. Here, I want to end with 4,000. I'm trying to figure out what to start with. Okay? So the account is 6%, so the interest is 6%. It's compounded monthly, so it's 12 per year, right? 12 compounds per year because it's monthly. And I need $4,000 6 years from now. So the time is 6 years. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go again to my calculator and I'm going to type in what I know. Well, present value, I don't know. I'll leave that blank for now. Future value, that I need to be 4,000. The annual interest rate that they're giving me is 6%. The number of years that I have is 6 because I wanted 6 years from now. So the number of years is going to be 6. And the periods per year is monthly, so it's 12. And what I'll do is I'll calculate the present value just by hitting that P, and that's what I need to invest right now. So I need to invest $2,793.21, right? So we can write now we need to invest that much. So this is how much we should invest now. Okay, so we found the present value given the final amount. So now notice that using that calculator, we can either be given the beginning amount and find out what we have at the end, or we could be given the end amount and find out what we need at the beginning. Okay?